Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our anti-heroes are planning to blow up a slaughterhouse. The Forsaken picked up a butt and got advice on where to find explosives. Echo played the part of a birthday girl who wants to tour their target location, and Quinny convinced the guard he was a harmless tourist. But can Quinny and Echo maintain their ruse, or will they be caught out inside a gang headquarters? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Quinny and Echo, a.k.a. just Quinny. You're Quinny right now. You're not the hitman.
Just Quinny and Echo.
Just Quinny and Echo.
Papa names to try Echo.
Father and daughter on a lovely slaughterhouse tour.
Keep it simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it slaughter, stupid.
Yeah.
You have been given over to the watchful and thoughtful hands of Toots the Tooth, a massive hulking human who is giving you who's been ordered to give you a tour of the slaughterhouse. Having come to the slaughterhouse in order to scout it out in advance of sneaking explosives in, you met BJ Harvey and his weird dad, Bob, after convincing them that you're a couple of country rubes and giving them most of your money. They have agreed to let you have a VIP tour of the slaughterhouse. So that is where we find you. Echo, you've taken one hand in each hand and are kind of rolling between the two of them as you step into a small room between the front office and the slaughterhouse proper, where Toots kind of like crouches down again and says, "Okay, now I know it's very exciting to go for a big tour of the slaughterhouse, but we are handling food in there, and it's important that all of us take a precautions. So I'm going to put on my gear, and you two need to put on yours." So he gives you like the little hairnet, big poofy hat thing, and just a couple of basically ponchos. He says, "Okay, so you guys need to wear these on the tour because you can't be tracking in Baldur's Gate into the slaughterhouse." Okay,
that makes a lot of sense. Did you hear that, Echo? You got to keep this on, okay?
I understand.
Okay.
That's great. You guys are going to do great. Okay, let's go see the slaughterhouse. So once you're all geared up, he opens another door, and you're immediately hit by cold because they're obviously keeping the room chilled, and the smell of a slaughterhouse. Before you is a massive, large room, kind of almost a hangar-sized room. A little smaller than that, like a small plane hangar, but like a big warehouse floor. They have a massive sort of rotating meat hook machine mechanism kind of up at the ceiling that is rotating around to different stations. You can see there are a number of different sort of chop stations set up. You can see the variety of again, these big burly butcher types taking, putting meat on, taking meat off, chopping stuff up, and then moving it through sort of at the far end of the room. You can see one of those big, I always think of them as, this is so stupid, I always think of them as the big noodles in a car wash kind of thing, but just hanging down to keep the cold of the back of the packing room clear. Right, yeah. So you can see people kind of hauling meat through there. And otherwise, it's just a big industrial, as industrial as, a medieval fantasy machinery could be.
A quick question about that packing room. We come through the door of that, I guess the dressing room or whatever. Where in relation to us is the doorway to the packing room?
At the far end of this. Okay. Yeah, so if we're looking at this vertically as a big rectangle, you came in from the south. At the north wall, there is the spaghetti door into that back room. You can't see what's in that room, just that it's where they're hauling meat.
Mr. Toot?
Yeah.
Is this like the main room?
Well, yeah, this is where the magic happens. So as you can see, the meat goes round and round and round. Can you both roll me perception, please?
Oof. 5.
Also oof. 14.
14. Okay. Quinny, you catch a glimpse of Laramie Lopsy being hauled into a door on the northwest wall So just before, like, the far wall has the like the northmost wall has the entrance to the packing room, but you can see a door kind of off the side just before that, and you see him get hauled in through that. It's just a quick glimpse as you step out onto the floor.
Does it look like an office or anything like that, or too hard to tell from?
You can't tell from here. Yeah. I guess there's probably signage. To be honest, this place is set up. You can see it's like seems to be a break room.
Break, huh? Good luck, Lopsy.
So he says, so it goes around and around and around, and you see all of our friendly butchers. You all, part of the Butcher's Block Guild. You have to join a guild if you want to be a butcher. It's very important. We, we take care of each other. Well, we use all manner of blades and like little hammers and these big cleavers. And he like pulls a cleaver, and there are weapons everywhere. Like it's just cleavers and other things. He says, on that note, there are sharp things everywhere. So don't touch them, little girl. Knives aren't for little kids to play with.
It's okay, I have my own.
And he looks at you, Quinny, with concern.
Kids.
Oh, yeah, kids. That's funny. You guys are nice.
Mr.
Okay.
Toots.
Yeah.
Where does your meat come from?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, there are all sorts of farms just outside Baldur's Gate, and, the farmers bring their animals in. We have deals with a lot of the local farmers, and they bring their animals through. They come through the gates, they bring them here, and we get killing. So we did the killing already this morning, so you're seeing the after effects of that.
Wow, do they bring them in every day?
Yeah, Baldur City's a big city, you got to process a lot of meat. So, yeah, no, they're bringing animals in all the time. Can you guys roll me insight, I think?
Nat 20.
Nice, because I got a 7.
Yeah, Echo, you can tell that Toots is pretty much just telling you whatever. He's just kind of agreeing with whatever observations you make. You don't get the sense that Toots has any real understanding of how this place works.
Oh, okay.
He's the kind of tour guide who is just pointing at things he can see and telling you what they are. And you can tell that this is put on. This is not he's not a foreperson for this floor or anything. He is quite clearly hired goon.
Yeah.
Putting things. Yep.
I can't tell that, so do with that information what you will.
Yep.
Quinny's still rubing.
Yeah.
Quinny's gonna do that thing that like teachers or like overly keen parent chauffeurs do on like field trips and stuff like that. Just like loudly ask a question that they're proud of that they think will get a lot of good information for the kids to learn. Mm-hmm. He'll just say, Mr. Toots.
Mr. Toots is killing me.
Yeah. Mr. Toots, how does one go about building a slaughterhouse?
Oh, that's a very good question. Sorry, what was your name? What can I call you on this tour?
You can call me Quinny.
Quinny, okay. Well,
this
Quinny,
is my daughter, Echo.
Yeah, okay. That's a very good question, Quinny. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of permits, and I'll tell you, recently we were in a different district of Baldur's Gate and wasn't very good, wasn't very nice. So we moved somewhere a bit nicer, Tabby's a good, Tabby Hamhawk really cares about the quality of life of her employees, so it's important to move us out here where it's a bit nicer.
Oh, that's interesting. Is this a new build or was this an existing slaughterhouse?
No, this was a new build. There weren't any slaughterhouses, if you can believe it. There weren't any slaughterhouses in Stony Eyes. Mostly just people who bring stuff in and out, and that's a bit of a waste of space. So, no, we as I understand it, Tabby made some good deals, and BJ and his dad, they helped convince the locals it was a good idea, and here we are. The locals listened to BJ. He's a very persuasive man.
Oh, that's fascinating. And were you present for the building of the slaughterhouse?
I can't tell you much about the real estate. I'm more of a butcher guy.
I want to go this way. And Echo starts going, like wheeling around to look at the perimeter to see the structural integrity of this building.
Oh, Echo, it's not safe. Can we? Is it okay if we go this way?
I'm not touching anything, and I have my protective gear.
Mr. Toots, is it all right?
Well, so there's the walls have like big tables where people are like cutting up meat. So there's not a lot of wall real estate that you just wheel over to. What are you trying to wheel to, Echo?
I just want to I want to see where the support beams are. I want to see what is holding this building up.
Okay.
And if there's
shit in the way. Are there barrels? Are there just like sacks of salt? Like what is?
There is definitely a lot of like meat curing
like
stuff
I just want to basically get a general idea of like where could we potentially disguise some, like bring something in and have it be unnoticed, i.e. explosives.
Okay. Can you roll me an investigation at disadvantage because you're trying to do it super quickly while Toots is chasing after you?
It's not going to be good. That's a 2, sir.
2? Okay. So unfortunately, Toots gets a hand on your chair pretty quick. And it's just like,
excuse me, Mr. Toots, that's very rude.
Zoe is running off in the middle of a big dangerous factory floor, kid. Look, I understand that you guys paid for the tour. And like he very forcefully drags the chair back kind of alongside him.
She narrows her eyes at him.
And just says, but you two need to stay on the tour.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Toots. And I just want to grab the wheelchair. Thank you very much. We appreciate your concern for our safety, don't we, Echo?
I want a better tour.
I know you want more tour, but I'm sure there is more tour. You know, Daddy paid 600 gold for this tour. Well, Daddy paid 800 gold, but the nice people here charge 600. So I'm sure there's more tour to come, right, Mr. Toots?
Yes, there is. Just right this way. And you know what, little girl, you're right. I'm not a great tour guide. I'm trying my best to give you guys the magical experience you want. As the boss said, this is a VIP thing, and honestly. This is more of a Lopsy thing. He's much better at this. So I'll tell you what, why don't we go find Lopsy, huh? He can give you the rest of the tour.
Yeah, Lopsy!
She like calls out.
Yeah, he goes,
Having
Lopsy, we
not
got a tour.
seen where Lopsy
and starts
went.
like ushering you both towards the break room. Meanwhile, Butthole, you are going shopping.
Yep. The Forsaken is wandering down the street to wherever he got sent to look for party favors, holding a human groin in a bag under one arm.
Yeah, you've got a bag.
Ah, this place here looks fancy.
Yep. So you arrive at a store that I've unfortunately seen, like mostly at flea markets, but also at cons, where it's just like, it says it's all fun and games in big dramatic letters, and it's all replica swords. It's just like swords and knives, bludgeons, just displayed very much. Recently I saw one of these that had a sign that said, "We do not sell real guns." So it's kind of that level of like, we're selling prop weapons. Wink.
Weapons for cowards and clumsy children.
So this is the store you've been sent to. What do you do?
I go in.
All right, so you walk in and it triggers a little like enchanted equivalent of an electronic doorbell, and you just hear a small enchantment go, "Fuck yeah!" And the guy stands up from behind the desk, pushes the glasses up his nose, and says, "Hey, welcome to It's All Fun and Games. You look like a man who could use some blades."
More of a hammer man I am, but at the same time, I'm really looking for party favors.
And his
Looks at
eyes
it meaningfully.
His eyes go wide and says, "Oh, yes, party favors. I gotta ask, sir,
I'm not a cop.
you roll me a persuasion?"
It's like he knows the question he's getting asked.
Yeah, always reassuring.
That's a dirty 24.
God, Ryan.
So 24. He's so stupid it works.
He just nods and he says, "Okay, I see you kind of know the game. That's great. Okay. Well, let's go in the back room and we can talk about what kind of party favors you want."
Excellent.
No cop could possibly know I was about to ask them if they were a cop. You seem cool. Come on in.
Yeah, no narc
So
would ever
good.
declare themselves to not be a narc. That's smart. This guy is smart. Okay. Hang on. I gotta go turn my sign. And he goes to the front and he turns an axe head from open to back in 5. He says, "You know what? I'm usually not back in 5.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Come back with me. So he leads you into the back room, and it is a mess back here. But Forsaken, you can tell it's like it is staged mess. like the things that are arranged are made. It's supposed to look like just kind of like a shitty place this guy hangs out, but clearly like he like opens a drawer and like the full front of like a half-eaten pizza box and a bunch of papers and everything are like glued to it, so they move with it. And he says, "All right, so you've come in search of party favors. What kind of explosives are you after, Mr. Not a Cop?"
I need explosives that will allow me to demolish a business owned by my enemies.
Okay, that's interesting to me. You don't work for the Murky Mortar, do you?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, it's another weapons shop in town, and if you worked for them, then I would be concerned that we were your aforementioned business rivals.
No, I'm doing this down in the lower city. Nowhere near here. No problems in this neighborhood.
Great. Okay, well, listen, I live in Whitkeep. Are you going to blow up anything in Whitkeep?
I'm going to Stony Ice. Let's just make this easy.
All right. So, blowing up something in Stony Eyes. So you want to blow up a building. What kind of collateral damage are you looking to cause and or avoid?
I don't care.
All right, a discerning customer. So he reaches in the bag.
Not discerning.
And he pulls out like a small metal box with just like demons' heads and other things like carved into it. And he says, "Well, this is called Demon's Fire, because the people who made it closed their eyes and went, what would happen if a demon caused a fire? And then they made that. So if you unleash this, it's gonna burn with all the fires of Avernus."
Okay.
So,
do I have to be there to do that?
well, how would you set it off? Like, you could use a mage hand, maybe, or some magic, or you could leave a trail to it and, like, light a fire, and then it would go along it like a long wick, or possibly a trail of some kind of accelerant, but, like,
It feels
it's
like
a
you're
vial of glass with an explodey thing in it, so it's kind of up to you.
Yes. So I need something that I can place down or make things blow up from range. What do you have for a further away explode?
Right, okay, well, you could combine this with, like, a scroll of Unseen Servant and be like, yo, Unseen Servant, blow her up,
Walk
dude.
this over there and make it explode. I will take this and a scroll of Unseen Servant.
Right, okay, this is pretty exciting. I've been hoping to sell this for a while because I gotta tell you, it makes me deeply uncomfortable just having this back here.
It does seem ill thought out.
Oh, look, man,
You showed it to me right away.
I'm pretty desperate to move it, and you said you're not a cop.
It's true, I am not a cop. So
All right, so how many of these do you want? I have 6.
well, then I'd like 6.
That's amazing. Now, Mr. Not a Cop, you're pretty
Yes.
good at my first question. Do you know what my second question's going to be? Can you, like, pay for this?
Well, what do you think it costs?
These are high-powered explosives, my guy. It was
Correct,
hard to get these into Baldur's Gate.
But you've already told me you don't want to have them in this building, and you have enemies that you've made me aware of who clearly are a threat to this structure. Taking them out of here feels like I might be doing you a favor.
He says, openly smoking in the room. Will
Yeah,
He's not even trying to intimidate this guy.
Yeah.
That may be the way this plays out.
yeah, just like there's a little bit of the museum proprietor, just like little hands almost coming up, and then like also not wanting to ruin this. You make a valid point. Can you roll me a persuasion, I guess?
Sure. That is an 11.
An 11. He says, all right. Well, look, I can cut you a bit of a deal. You're right. You've brought up some good points. And I will admit, I'm somewhat intimidated by your impressive. You know, you run a store full of knives and stuff, and then a guy comes in who kind of looks like a walking knife, and you go, oh shit, this guy is harder than my usual customer base. So I want to deal with you fair, but these were very expensive to acquire. So I'll let him go for 500 gold per. How's that sound to you, man?
How about 559 gold and 30 gold worth of jewelry?
That is deeply not enough money, my guy, but I tell you what, if you blow up the Murky Mortar as well, then yeah, we can call that a deal. Because if they're not doing business anymore, that's good for me.
Sure, fuck 'em. All right, let's do that. How do I transport this without dying?
Well, that's what this little case is for. So, this metal case
Yep.
is lined with a bunch of different inscriptions, and he opens it up for you. You can see it. It's literally like a holy hand grenade of Antioch situation, just like an orb with like a little stem on top. Otherwise, in a very like carefully packed thing, but there are runes just inscribed everywhere on the inside of the box.
I love that.
And he's like, so listen, if this thing breaks and goes off, these will slow it down enough for you to like jump. So I'm gonna give you these boxes. Do you want me to I offer to give you a bag, but that seems really dangerous. I can put them in a crate. We can
I've
pack
got a bag of holding. Will they hold up if we stack them in there?
I mean, where's your bag of holding? Like, is it gonna get jostled around at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're gonna blow up, man.
Okay, let's not do that.
No,
then.
like you know what? Listen, if you go to Stony Eyes, before you like go blowing shit up there, just hire a porter. They're really good at carrying luggage.
Okay, so I hire someone to carry explosives from here to blow up murky mortars or whatever the hell it was called.
The murky mortar. It's like a little ma and pa shop over
Death
in
to ma and pa.
Yeah. You just like their prices are really good and their service is unparalleled.
I will even make money off of the corpses.
Right, righteous. Okay, so and you know when you're hiring a porter, you should ask for Lewis Tripod McFally. He's the guy who helped get these into the city. So ask for Tripod. He's real good at this.
Lewis Tripod, who can be found in Stony Eyes.
Yeah.
And then he can come here to pick up these explosives and the scrolls of unseen servants.
Well, I mean, you can take the scrolls if you want. They're not going to blow up on you.
Then I'll take the scrolls.
Right. Do you need any other accoutrement? I don't sell any hammers because I'm kind of a blade shop and then the party favors. But like, again, you seem like a discerning gentleman. Do you need any potions or anything else? So you all hooked up for your little...
If you've got healing potions, I wouldn't say no. I can't heal myself because gods aren't real.
Yeah, no, I'm more in the hurting than healing business, my guy.
Well, then what do you have? Give me a sampler.
And he says, all right, well...
A flight of potions.
Yeah, he's like, look, I'm not really supposed to even be selling these yet, but... And he takes...
But we're already planning to blow up 2 buildings
I know,
together.
I'm pouring it for you right now. Chill out, dude. It takes a moment. So he pours a little sample cup and stops it for you. It's like basically a shot glass-sized vial. And he's like, so this is some new shit coming out of the Red Wolves. They're selling it abroad mostly, but like they wanted... I got some connections with them, and so they sold me a couple to like, just in case anything goes down. Sometimes people try and rob my shop of all its weapons, and like, this has been really helpful. I fucking killed a couple guys on this shit. It's really good. So if you need a little bit more strength, a little more pep in your step, a little more like monster in you, this is really going to help you out.
Does it turn you into a werewolf?
And he says, oh, no, that's the beautiful thing, man. They've gotten really good at not just immediately turning shit into werewolves. It's going to bulk you up a little bit and give you some of that werewolf strength, but without like the fur and the full moon shit. I was a little worried when the first full moon came. Nothing happened. I was pretty well, unconscious for a couple days after I took some and like murdered those guys. But like, my body was just recovering from like elongating a little bit and getting real bulky. And he's like rail. This is like a DJ Quayle sized man. And he's just like, I was real bulked up, man. I was fucking shit up.
So you're saying I can get large and strong, but then we'll sleep for several days?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, if you just need a little bit of extra like oomph, you can take it. And I haven't felt any side effects whatsoever.
And you seem totally normal. So excellent. I will keep this for my array of weaponry. Do you have daggers that would interest a psychotic child?
Yeah, man, I sell daggers in general.
Give me your nicest, most cruel flensing daggers.
Okay, but like, my guy, I'm already giving you a lot of demon's fire for like very little money.
And I'm destroying your competition. That's several murders.
That is several murders. All right, man. Well, look, I'll tell you what. You seem like a discerning customer.
That's true.
Can you write a very nice review that I can post for my shop, and then maybe I can give you some flensing daggers as a thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll write it down. What is it?
This shop provided every weapon of murder I required for both my gleeful and psychotic urges. The Forsaken has chosen this place. Death to your enemies, death to the gods, blades here!
That's pretty good. I might make that into a jingle. And he goes and puts it next to the weapons. He's like, all right, great. Well, here's some flensing daggers for you. And unfortunately, based on how I described this shop, they are like, they have like skull hilts and other things, but they're not good. They just look, they're overly designed. The hilt is too much. They're not well balanced. But they're the Hot Topic equivalent of daggers. It's the best he's got.
Yeah, it's just looking at that review.
And it's going to kill you.
This is like
diluting the brand.
Yeah.
Is it written down like he's going to go post it?
Yeah, he wrote it down and he put it on the wall.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and sleight of hand it?
No, I have a different plan. Excellent. Thank you for these daggers. I will see you soon for the delivery. Picking up the items, destroying your enemies and my own.
Yeah, all right, that sounds good. Oh, hey, and also, I know you're not a cop. Don't tell the cops. Don't need the flaming fist coming around here and wrecking my shit.
They don't need to swing by here. They're staying in the uplands, where we create chaos down below.
Yeah, all right. Well, you have a good day then.
Goodbye.
You walk out, you hit the thing, and you just hear, fuck yeah, behind you as the door closes. Not from him, but from his
from the thing. Yeah,
doorbell.
Plans within plans, Forsaken. Plans within plans.
Goblin Jr. just kind of looks up at you.
Yes, Captain Puppy. We are thinking the same thing.
Snarf. Snarf. Snarf, snarf, snarf.
Deal made. All right.
Meanwhile,
Fucking nailed it.
I love that you're in this clearly shitty shop and he's talking up the other weapon salespeople. Better prices, better quality. You're like, no, I'm buying from this guy. A deal made.
I'm not going across town. I made choices.
Yeah,
traffic at this time of day is terrible.
It sounds like no other shop is stupid enough to stock this weapon.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
All right, so Quinny and Echo, you are ushered past various tables, and as you go, butchers are starting to like step away from the tables and just kind of like quietly move in behind you as you're ushered into the break room.
Can I get another look at this slaughterhouse area that we're in? I am once again just looking for the structural, the points of it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me investigation, please.
Yeah, that's better. Investigation ain't bad either. That's a 25 investigation.
Yeah, so Quinny, you can tell that this building was built quickly and it's very efficient, but also likely very cheap. It doesn't surprise you based on the fleecing you had at the front door that although legitimately, like, particularly for someone who grew up on a farm, like the actual slaughterhouse component of this place seems to be pretty legitimate and pretty effective. However, the building that houses it, it's the equivalent of like a corrugated steel building where it's just like it's been very quickly put up. There certainly are supports and things, but it's almost giving you, like I mentioned, like a hangar earlier. It's almost like it's somewhere between that and a barn, where it's like there are struts that are obviously holding this all up, but it will not take much to knock this building over.
Okay.
They couldn't build a proper stone building in this amount of time, nor for an amount of money that would appease BJ Harvey. So it's clearly a fairly flimsy structure. You feel like if you could get explosives anywhere near these struts, it's going to like fold in on itself.
Struts. Got it.
Yep.
How many struts?
There are, let me see, how many would they need? Honestly, probably along the east and west wall, there would be 3 each. And then there's kind of, there's likely more behind in the, because you're just on the warehouse floor, right? So on the slaughterhouse floor, you can see 6. There would have to be some other structural things holding up the back.
Okay.
Like the packing room is a different thing, so it probably has its own struts.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
No worries. And with that, you are stuffed into the break room. You enter, sort of shoved in by Toots, saying, Mr. Toots, saying, "Oh,
Thank you.
Lopsy, we've got more guests for you." And you walk in to see Lopsy just taking a cleaver to the stomach. And
All right.
the butchers turn back and are like, "Oh, more shit! Hit the switch." They turn and throw a lever, and immediately the floor drops. So
Hand on, because I'm wheeling. I've got one hand holding her wheelchair, one hand on her shoulder. I say, "Tour's over, honey," and I cast Dimension Door.
goddamn.
And it only works because Echo is my size or smaller that I can bring someone with me.
Incredible. So yeah, the break room floor drops. The table and chairs and everything slide. You can hear just kind of like dank cavern beneath. The two butchers who are on the other ledge with lobsters go fuck as they fall down into it as well. But you dimension door out of there, and you just hear Mr. Toots go shit. You just get the whole shit out because you dimension door out of there. Where do you guys dimension door to?
I got a range of 500 feet. I'm going to go max range back the way we came. If I can even nail our meeting point where we left the Forsaken back in Stony Eyes is where we left
the
from?
edge of Stony Eyes,
The edge
yeah.
of Stony Eyes. If 500 feet will get me there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you guys blink out, and you hear a very pleasant, very calming kind of siren in the distance, as clearly there's like they're doing there is something wrong. Like it's an alarm, but because the whole vibe of this place is vaguely Willy Wonka, it's like a nice, like calm, like dong, dong, and a thaumaturgically enhanced voice being like, please, everyone remain calm. Just a minor setback, a minor issue. Everything is fine. Dong, dong. Yeah, there's commotion, but you're so far away that it doesn't really matter. And also, like, no one expected the country rube and his daughter to teleport, so they're not gonna like run outside. Just they're gonna look around the immediate exterior. But yes, you're well clear.
If I was smart, I would have waited for us to fall out of sight and then teleport, but I wasn't.
I mean, there could
got
have been
us.
spikes down there. You've played Mortal Kombat. You know what's up.
Yeah, maybe. Cool. We arrive here and the Forsaken is not present.
No, he's shopping. But Forsaken, having finished your shopping trip, you said you had plans within plans. Would you go to meet?
Oh, he would go right back to meet them. So it's like he dropped the ass off because he doesn't need to carry part of a human torso around with him around town. Not that he'd be against that, but just like he might need his hands. And then he would just go back to the meeting point to meet them. So he's just approaching. Ah, you're back.
We are. It is not just a slaughterhouse in there, which, I mean, I guess kind of a given, but
What is it?
they definitely cut people up in there. They definitely do their bloody hands gang shit in there. One of the rooms is specifically engineered to trap and drop people.
All right, hearing an alarm, why don't we walk over this way as we continue our
I mean, we
conversation?
did just escape, so
Yeah, we
we
just
should
got
probably
here.
get out of sight.
All right, so to catch you up on what I've been doing, I've sourced us some demon's fire, along with scrolls of unseen servants, so they can walk it forwards and make it explode.
Okay, so are we talking small package, big explosion, or is
Correct.
it big? Oh, okay.
Nightmarish level explosion.
Okay. In the main slaughterhouse, I counted 6 struts. I couldn't math out how many of those we'd have to take out, so I think it might have to be all 6.
Well, unfortunately, I need at least, now we've got options. Okay, so that's possible,
Okay.
though I don't know how we would get it inside with the unseen servant. Might just have to hit the corners of the building and let it come down.
Yeah, if we do like 2 corners, so like the same side of the building, then maybe it'll be enough for it to like collapse from the
also-
It
side.
was pretty hastily put together.
The place that I got these explosives from is pretty terrible. I got you a gift, and he brings happy birthday. He gives you the cleansing blades that he collected, Echo.
Echo takes them.
Saw that look.
Echo takes them and like examines them. Like,
These are a gift.
The guy threw them in. Quinny, I need you to help me rob this place later. So here's the thing. We need to pick up.
I don't want these.
Well, then throw them away. I don't care.
These are a gift.
Do not understand gifts? You said you wanted something from a gift shop.
Echo, it's not actually your birthday. Or is it? I don't. That was a cover. Was it actually your birthday and you just wanted to acknowledge it through the plan?
We were pretending it was my birthday.
We were. But it's not, right?
What's your problem with the gift?
Yeah.
It's a very bad gift.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
For a second, I'm going to give you 1 point of inspiration for getting Echo a birthday gift.
She's a pain in the ass. Fucking nightmare
I can't
child.
throw these, and they don't have good balance.
Okay, good. Then we're following parts of my other plan. So I have to find someone named Louis Tripod to carry around our demon's fire. Then, Quinny, I would like you to steal back the money I paid for this. And there's a review that kinda got to go. I can't have my name on these terrible knives. Then there's another shop. Tom, what's the name of that other shop again?
The Murky Mortar.
The Murky Mortar, which technically I said we would destroy, but we might actually want to go shop from them.
After we take our money that we spent at this other place.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay, yep, I could do that. I could do that myself, I think.
So, Louis Tripod, I got to go pick this stuff up. Then you can go in and steal back our money. Then we go to the Murky Mortar to spend the money on what I think is a superior weapons shop.
Okay, you two are still going to have time to befriend and work your way into BJ and Bob Harvey's inner sanctum and lure them to the slaughterhouse. I mean,
They're in
there,
the
right?
slaughterhouse.
Yeah, but they might not be there all night, and this sounds like it's going to take a little while now. And
Why does it have to take so long?
I don't know. There's all these extra steps now.
I thought you were a good criminal. Is it going to take you a long time to rob someone?
Is it going to take you two a long time to become friends with BJ and Bob? That's the question.
It's a Grandpa Warwick question. I don't have control over him.
Oh, well, that's reassuring in and of itself. Look,
I mean, Bob seemed pretty
Did he seem
amenable to be friends with someone like Grandpa Warwick.
well, maybe.
classic
Bob and
olds
BJ,
together scenario?
they both were very keen to take advantage of two rubes. I played us up as being from out of town. And
Oh, great. Grandpa
You just-
Warwick's very stupid.
yeah, so if you say that you're rich and you're rubes, it might work. However, we tried that. They tried to basically kill us, and I teleported us out of there. So they're kind of, I would assume, that gonging sound, probably on edge for that kind of approach
Well,
going forward.
What if we blow up the place and then when they come to stop it, we murder them?
I was thinking that, yeah, they don't have to be in there when we kill them. That's an option, too.
Why are we not blowing it up right now?
I have to get the
We
explosives.
don't have explosives,
I
Echo.
have to find Louis Tripod,
Or we do.
who is our porter,
Oh
to
my-
carry the fire around. Then we could steal the money,
Is
or
Louis
if Quinny...
making his way right now?
We have to find... It's amazing. No one listens to me.
It's like this is kind of what it's like talking to
I was
butthole
distracted
sometimes.
by the shitty daggers.
make your way to
you
Stony
gifted to
Eyes.
her. That makes it your fault.
Louis Tripod, I require your services.
And
Just yelling into the city.
you walk through the streets yelling this, and then eventually
If he's yelling, I got to change into the hitman again. I can't
Sure,
have
yeah.
all this attention brought on Quinny standing beside Murder Man.
fair enough. Just a like as wide as he is tall, and he's not that tall. Dragonborn comes just sort of like muscling his way out of I guess a bar probably, and just kind of like finishes his tankard, and then just like turns and very politely hands it back to someone before cricking his neck, and he comes out and he says, "I heard someone is calling for me."
Are you Louis Tripod?
Yes, Louis McFawley. They call me the Tripod. Why are you calling my name in the streets? Do
Because
I owe
I
you a
need
debt?
to hire you and take advantage of your services.
I see. So the opposite of a debt. Pray tell, why do you require the tripod?
Because I need to transport Demon's Fire, and you're the man who can do it.
I always knew that job would come back to haunt me.
Well, today's the day, Louis Tripod.
Indeed. What's in it for me, scary man?
I will pay you.
And where is the dragon's fire going? I will not allow any innocence to be harmed by its accursed nature.
Well, then what do you think we're going to do with it? Why did you bring it here?
Can I say something?
I mean, sure, as long as it's not about the daggers.
No, anyone that might die already literally just tried to kill me and my dad.
Oh, yeah. Do you think murderers are deserving of death?
Yes, that's
Well,
why.
then we're going to be fine.
We just narrowly escaped a very scary situation.
Well, then, that does seem an appropriate place for the demon's fire. From demons it came, and demons it shall punish. Yes, this works for my complex moral code. Thank you, small girl.
No, thank you.
All right, so
You're
we've got a
welcome.
couple of stops, but first we've got to go to that bad knife shop. Do you know the one where you dropped it off? We're going back there.
Oh, fun and games.
Yeah, that's it. All right, come on, everybody. It's time to go play some fun and games with explosives, knives, and theft.
And with that, you make your way back to fun and games with your Dragonborn Porter, your no longer bad flensing knives, your Hitman transformed Country Rube, and of course, the Forsaken, who has plans within plans that will likely end badly for most involved.
This episode of Dum Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum Dums and Dragons. Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Beef Not Cheese, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Adam, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.